Did you hate that annoying little blue blob fuck from low budget and bad story writing? So did I, but that's not important. What do you mean it's actually funny because Seth Rogen was the voice actor? Seth Rogen is only a voice actor in good cinema and not low quality dumpster fire productions. At least the taco was sussy and bussy. Hey there, YouTube viewers. Welcome back to Lower Parchment Used Low Quality Content. I've recently taken a long hiatus from YouTube because of a few reasons. You see, I recently discovered that I may have become depressed. And a lot of the reason why is I realized that I'm just not funny. And that all of my jokes, they just kind of fucking suck. I mean, do you know how hard it is to make people laugh? Especially when you play League of Legends as much as I do. So after a long break and an unrelated rewatching of the B movie, 427 times to be exact, to get a taste of true humor, I finally decided to consult the maestro of comedy himself, our god among men, Les Mayfield, the director of Flubber. And what you're about to see is the conversation that unfolded between him and I. Someone once told me that I would be so funny. Yeah, I'm wanting all of that street cred. I was feeling kinda whack that my jokes would be so cracked. So I hopped in my car and I drove there. While videos start coming and they don't stop coming. Driving my car, whoops, I let the fridge running. It didn't make sense not to go on now. My brain would get smart and my humor highbrow. So much to do, so much to see. Why the fuck did I bring my bed sheets? I'll never laugh if I don't go. I'll never shine if I don't grow. Les Mayfield, lead director of Flubber. Oh my god, it's an honor. I never thought I'd get to meet you in talent. Anyway, you know why I'm here. I've come to learn your secrets on how to be funny. What? Flubber? Well, yes, it's a comical classic, sure, but surely I could never stack up to that. Wait, what do you mean not the movie? Isn't it the whole point of me being here today was to learn how you made such a marvel of humor? What? Closer? Well, it just looks like Flubber. Closer? Welcome to League of Legends, featuring Zach, the Booger of Zon.
Why, thanks. I do work out.
No, literally, that's what it says on his character handle. I wonder what else it says in the description. Zach is a champion in League of Legends. Oh, well, paint my cock metal, call me the Tin Man. I never would have guessed that. Oh, wait, there's some more here. This champion is usually mained by low-life scum players such as Lower Parchment. One thing to also note is that these players, they usually tend to have small cock. Oh, fuck you, Riot! This is Zach, and if you're not a boomer, Boogerman. And today I'm going to shed some insight today on how to eat ass, but like in the good way, not in the bad way. Because you wouldn't want to eat ass while you're playing your ranked games. That is, unless you're my teammates, in which case you're consistently playing with your eyes closed off first time and get champion that not even Faker can play consistently. But hey, that was just an experiment, right? Everyone gets to give it a shot in life with anything at least once, right? Fucking idiot, and fucking swear to God. Wait, what were we talking about again? Oh yeah, welcome to League of Legends. Now to truly understand what it takes to play Goop Chad 9000, you have to become the goopy, soupy man himself. You also have to understand that playing Green Thundercock is all about picking your nose. You see, in order to help you understand how to play Booger Chad, I've compiled a list of nose picking puns to help you comprehend what it takes to play him at the optimal level. See, like, look at this one. Why can't people pick their nose? Because they already have one. God, this joke fucking sucks. So what is the Booger of Zon? Well, if you weren't such a 2 IQ individual watching this shitty guide, I'm kidding, that is a joke, please like and subscribe, I worked very hard, then you would know that he is a crash bash, burn your flash, eat your ass, 100-yard dash, OP Giga Broken Soup Man that will literally stop at nothing to destroy your entire family bloodline, all the while laughing at you maniacally. Like, look at this! He literally fucking explodes! Why is your nose in the middle of your face? Because it's in the center. Yeah, this is gonna be a good video, I can already tell. Failed marriage coupled with substance abuse is Zach's passive. Why?
Because I fucking said so.
Passively, Zach spends health for abilities. He gains size equal to 1.5% bonus health, capped at 2,333.33333 bonus health, while also shrinking as he takes damage. Wait, why is there so many threes? What fucking child at Riot Games wanted this specific of a number? Can they only count to 3 or something? Okay, now that makes a lot more sense. Additionally, every time that Monster Energy Drink Kyle Edition man damages at least one enemy with an ability, substance abuse activates and he sheds, that's right, sheds, Campbell's baby barf chunks of himself on the ground. Upon moving over them, you heal for up to 7% of your maximum health, with the caveat that if your opponents have a collective IQ of at least room temperature, they can walk over them to destroy them exactly like how Dr. Mundo's passive works. That's why it's so hard to kill this son of a bitch, because he heals so much. God, just die. Just die. Why won't you fucking die? Hey, yo, what in the fuck? When off cooldown, upon taking fatal damage, Zach's second passive activates. He splits into 4 separate boogers, each having a health value of 12% of Zac Efron's max HP. All of these boogers crawl really fucking slow back towards the center. If even one manages to limp its way back, Green Tony Bologna is revived with HP scaling with each blob that survived, and failed marriage is then put on a cooldown. At first glance, you'd think that this ability is really good, and well, yeah, actually, it's
So fucking good.
Picture this, you're trying to get away from your toxic marriage by throwing yourself into a hooker, only to get roofied and then have your dignity stripped away from you. And even though you've given up, your consciousness hasn't. It is determined to make you piece yourself back together to get yourself back out there. Good work out there, sport. You really did a good old job. This ability gives a lot of room to really capitalize on what Zach is good at, being a disruptor, and also being able to save your ass because you suck at clearing jungle camps. Son of a fucking bitch. You can also use this passive to really outplay some opponents that don't respect the amount of time that it actually takes to kill you, and that can lead to some really clean baits, especially if you have a teammate that is willing to teleport to your blobs. Yeah, you can do that, by the way. Despite this passive being turbo boosted as fuck, and having one of the greatest get out of jail free cards from any champion, most of the time it'll just make you look like an even bigger dumbass when you screw up.
I tried so hard. I tried so hard. Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Don't get me wrong, the survival can come in clutch, but Zach's real benefit from his passive is the addiction that you get of picking up your little balls of your own flesh. This is what separates the good Zach players from the good Zach players, but with ADHD. This substance abuse is just such a fundamental part of his kit, and as a Zach main, I've decided to become addicted to something to fully become one with the goo. How have I done that, you ask? Flintstones vitamin tablets. Pretty sure these are out of date. Zach's Q is called emotional baggage. Essentially, when you walk up to somebody, you go, hey, I'm having a bad day. Oh, well, do you want to talk about it? I'm sure it's not that bad. And then you become emotionally dependent on them. And when they try to leave your life after realizing the errors of allowing you in, you bring them right back in by talking about more of your problems, forcing them to stay against their will. Hey, I have a friendship like that. You stretch your left arm, not his right, in a line that catches the first enemy hit, revealing and slowing by 40% for half a second, creating a tether between you and your target for 2 seconds. Your next auto attack can then be reapplied to the same target to slow them again, or to a different target, which will then root both of them for half a second and pull them together, causing them to knock up and slam into each other if their goop circle is touching the other target. Otherwise, it's just a really pussy pull that doesn't actually do anything. One thing that's also worth noting is that for some reason, Zach cannot crit on his second auto attack following up his Q. And I checked this. I went into practice tool, built full crit, spit on a poster of Alexander Daddario, completely unrelated, but I just thought I'd throw that in there, and fucking auto attacked him.
Training dummy.
Found out what his crit animation was, which is actually kind of cool, and tested, and no, he cannot crit on his second auto. Why is this a thing? Zac doesn't even build crit. And don't even say it's because a critting auto attack reset would be giga broken, because guess what other champions in this game just happen to have this mechanic. This ability is a fundamental tool of Zac's kit and can be extremely good for locking down targets when you're ganking, because not only can you fuck their butt with the ability we will discuss later, you can also attach to them and pull them to something else to lock them down again. Bonus points if you use a debate out of flash and then get a cheeky kill on somebody that doesn't understand what Zac's Q does. Wait, did I accidentally shed some actually useful information there? I better take some more of these. Let's yabba dabba do this shit! Irish Core Bomb is Zac's W. Upon activation, Boogerman literally fucking explodes, dealing % max health damage to enemies around him. Since this is an active ability, if you hit something with the AoE, you then shed another bit of your green gamer gooch on the ground. Why is this important? I'm so glad you asked, because I don't fucking know why it's important, but I do know that if you pick it up, then it reduces the cooldown by 1 second, so that's kind of cool, I guess. Alright, time for another joke. My son asked if I could pick my nose when I was his age, and I told him no, I was born with it. Okay, yeah, that was pretty bad. This is Chad Evergreen's bread and butter ability. This damage is easy and consistent to get off, and since it has a unique passive that if you hit monsters with it, you actually get ghosted for 5 seconds. This makes it easy for you to clear your jungle surprisingly very healthy, because you can walk through the monsters to pick up your goo. And you can actually be very healthy in general on your clear if you're remembering to consistently pick up your glorp. Additionally, since the AP scaling is so good on this, you can actually delay your mythic by buying Dark Seal and boots on your first back, and start going full utility to help win the early game, because you're running around in the woods dealing a shit ton of damage while simultaneously coming all over everything you come in contact with, while also being unkillable. Hey, you want to know a secret? You want to know the Mega Mondo Chad clear to win every single game? I call it the nobody will see me coming, 3 camp clear and ass blast, never die forever and ever path. So you clear your wolves, take your blue and Gromp together. Just pull them together, make them kiss a little, but make sure it's consensual or else you'll have to get an eternity involved. Gank top, since it's so fast they won't see a gimmick, so don't even sweep. Don't bother with that shit. Vision's for pussies. It's about drive, it's about power. Gank top, then devour, ping your laner, take scuttle, gank your mid, eat their ass, blow their flash, take the chickens. The world is your fucking oyster whenever you play this guy. The best part about all of this is that since Zac is rarely played anywhere below diamond for the most part, most people don't actually know what Zac does. Like, look at this. What does this do? What about this? This one. Try it in this one. Tell me what the fuck is happening? And since nobody knows what he does, it's easy as shit to viciously rape enemy laners, kill them, blow their flash. It's just so goddamn easy. Like, why is this champion so good? Is it because of the ignorance of the average League player? Like, Jesus, right? Why is the booger so good? Because nobody knows. Get it? Nobody knows. This ability is super good for team fighting, because each time you land an ability, you are effectively healing for at least 4% of your max health as long as you step on your little green napalm grenades. Combo this with the fact that each time you level up your R, you increase the healing you get from each chunk by up to 7% of your maximum health. And if you land each ability on one target, you get a total of 8 boogers. And if you pick up all 8, that's at least 5% per chunk, healing you for 40% of your max health before any healing additives. You are also probably running Revitalize, so you're probably getting another 5% bonus healing from all sources. 10% if you're below 40% health. That's at least an extra 2% bonus health heal from each full combo just from your fucking runes. You probably also are running a Spirit's Visage, which increases all healing by 25% from all sources. That's 52% of your max health, and that's not even the worst part. He's fucking tanky too! Oh yeah, and don't forget to mention that your team is more than likely rocking a derpy ass healing, shielding support like, oh I don't know, Janna, Lulu, Nami, Sona, Taric, Lulu, Yumi, Renata, Lulu, Soraka, Karma, Lulu, basically just fucking Lulu. God, I hate this piece of shit champion! But I'm not done yet. We can't forget Gargoyle Stoneplate, so if you do all this in combination, you're gonna get like 70% of your max health and self-mitigation damage, and if you couple that with the scaling on your Darksteel and the reduced damage you're already taking from your resistances, you are dealing a fuckload of damage while also being literally unkillable. It's like you're a tank with machine guns for arms and a rocket launcher that fires out of your dick. And don't even fucking say that Grievous Wounds counters this guy, because if my math is correct, which it probably isn't, 40% of 69 million is still a lot of healing. And now for your signature move.
What's good, Nyaka?
Elastic Cum Shot is Zack's E. You charge up for 4.5, can't forget that part, seconds to increase Cum Shot's range over a cone and oh my god, Jesus, this is too complicated. You press a button and over time, big boy jump, go wee, and then you let go, wee, Boogerman away! You can also cancel this ability. If you do, you get 50% of the health and the cooldown back. Hitting anyone with the target location knocks them up and stuns them for half a second. Increase to 1 if you channeled your Hihu for longer than a second. Here's some goopy math. This ability is quite literally the only reason you play this champion, which is funny because it's not even his ultimate, it's your E. We might as well just call this the Elastic Cum Shot Actual Champion Spotlight. You see, this ability is kind of like the gloop form from Ben 10 Alien Force, this thing. You see, when he do this, it go woo, and then it can get inside of people. You know, it just really gets up in there, and that's a reference for something that we'll talk about later. This ability is super good at pretty much anything, but it's mainly what makes Chad Thundergoop such a strong early game jungler, because this shit is literally OP for ganking. You literally walk up and woo-wee! It's just that easy. I love this ability so much that I'm currently working on a superhero comic book page for it, because look at him! He literally looks like a superhero! What makes it worse is that Cum Man doesn't even have a skin to do this move justice. They all fucking suck. Except for Pool Party Zack because of a very funny and special reason that we'll talk about here in a moment. Why Riot Games? Just let me serve justice to the masses. I also think that it's really funny that Slorp doesn't have a white skin, because we all know somebody out there would say it looks like Coom.
And they come on star.
One of my favorite things about this ability is that depending on how you path, you can completely catch people off guard if they don't ward extremely deep, because you can subvert their weak ass pussy wards that they have already placed, and by the time they realize that they need to ward deeper, it's probably already Alright, let's look at another pun. This one better be fucking good. I'm super sad. What do you call it when you're picking your nose and you want to sneeze at the same time? Peek-a-chew. Pikachu. Zack's ultimate is
Squashing time!
well, I was gonna say that. I don't care if you said it. This is literally my job.
Well, now I'm just mad.
Zack begins to boing like a bouncy boy. He boings 4 times, gaining rampant movement speed, and cannot cast Q or E during it. The first unique bounce to target will knock them back, and any subsequent casts will do damage and slow instead. You also passively gain more healing from your passive each time you have it in R. Passively in your passive. Am I retarded? This move sounds super insane, and well, on the surface, it kind of is, but honestly, it gets more hype than it probably deserves. It's essentially just a way to win harder, allowing you to disrupt the enemy team or a single target even harder after landing your E to guarantee 2 knockups instead of just the 1. The best part about it is that since it gives you movement speed, it can actually allow you to stick to your targets even easier. Another trait worth mentioning is that since each bounce counts as a unique ability, you can get another blob to reset your W faster each time you hit them, which will then allow you to spam the shit out of it while doing a whole bunch of damage and also healing a shitload and being
Fast as fuck, boy.
This move can get you out of a lot of slurpy situations, as well as being a great way of locking down priority targets. A typical combo looks something like this. You charge up, shoot your load, hit the road, grab the idiot you really fucking hated from high school, attach him to somebody else that you also really hated from high school, make them boosh, make them squish, then activate R to knock them up 3 times, which can essentially guarantee your team time to follow up on whatever spells they need to land. Bonus points if you have a Trashuo on your team and perform the
Slimy sword combo.
All the while you run around and pick up your blobs and spam W to beat the ever-loving shit out of everyone present at the scene of the hate crime. Another thing that's worth mentioning with this before I move on is that if you combine your R with your E, you can actually kind of insect people because you can jump on top of them and then you can flash and press R to knock them into your team. It's like you're playing Lee Sin but without all the cringe. For RuneScape, Aftershock, and an assortment of other garbage, here's the pages don't ask, don't care. On first back by Dark Seal and Ruby Crystal Boots if you can afford it and build like you have the biggest cock in the world. Now, that part's out of the way, let's talk about the weird side of Boogerman. You see, long ago, when Riven was getting a new skin, the Battle Bunny skin in question, which is the best skin and the only skin you should be playing by the way, Zac was actually in her splash art below her leg. In response to this league's splash art, a very sad and overly horny internet user, more commonly known as a loser, or a hero depending on your outlook, known by the name Nil Spiederjong, paid from my findings upwards of thousands of dollars to commission a very copious and incomparable amount of Zac and Riven porn. By the way, there is such little information on this topic on the internet, I just went through a lot, and I mean a lot, of porn to construct this analysis. Apparently, Mr. Neil Spiederjong, our man of the hour, loved the idea of a hardened warrior turned feminine that ends up with the goofy guy trope, and wanted so very badly for this to be a thing. He also really liked that even though both Zac and Riven were byproducts of the misuse of Hextech and Chemtech, that they were both still human with real emotions. For the most part. So anytime you're having a bad day and feeling like the horniest motherfucker on the planet, just remember that somebody out there paid for an uncanonical lore about a sword-wielding playboy bunny to fuck the living embodiment of Jello. You see, playing Zac is like the shitty Cars movie franchise. The less you think about it, the easier it gets. Like, why do the cars have mouths? They don't eat, and the only thing they drink is oil. But oil goes into their engine, which is a lubricant that they need to maintain. And if they do that, then why do they piss it out on purpose? You know what? Never mind. Fuck it. So that's how you play Zac. But how do you play Zac?
In their natural habitat.
When Zac doesn't work properly.
This has been a goopy moment with Lower Parchment. Thanks for watching.